Welcome back to Fossil Ridge Games. Today we're going to talk about Dune Spice Wars, specifically some more advanced techniques on how to ally with the Fremen Sietches and how to lay siege on enemy capitals. Alright, next up we are going to have a quick conversation about sietches in the game. And what you'll notice is that there are numerous sietches located on the map. This is where a lot of the raiders will originate from that will be attacking your villages. And as we kind of mouse over and look at what we have inside, there's actually 8 units, Fremen units, that are associated with this siege. In addition, we can form basically an alliance with them over time if we offer them the water resource. And one thing that's obviously pretty critical in this game is water, so we can start trading with a siege. And to do that, you simply click on the button. What it will do is allocate 10 of your water resources to that siege. So you'll start sending water to them, and in return, you'll start getting something back. In this case, we're going to get 0 manpower, which obviously isn't something that it's very effective. But over time, what you'll notice is that this relation level will start to increase. So it just went from -100 to -99. You can get it all the way up to 100, and at that point in time, you can form an alliance with them by using one of your agents. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and develop this relationship with this siege, and then I'll show you a little bit later how everything works out. If you're playing a game of Dune Spice Wars and you want to ally with the sietches over the course of the game, it's kind of difficult to balance all of your agents across the different sort of neutral factions, spying on the other houses, and then doing counterintelligence. So as an example, in the development tree, a really key piece of technology that you'll need is countermeasures, in which you can get +5 max agents, so it's going to raise your maximum cap for agents. So as an example, when we come into this window, obviously I have a lot of my agents that are in the process of doing things for these different factions in the middle. So now my total count, because I have that development, rises from 10 to 15, and I'll be able to start using my agents. When I ally with a siege, I can send the agent to the siege. So I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. At this point in the game, I've invested a significant amount of water into various sietches across this map. So as you can see, this relation level is at 100. And what this will allow me to do is to send an emissary. And what that will do is I can send one of my agents to permanently ally with the siege, and then I'll get an additional bonus. So this bonus is you get +2 power for your militia and +20% health. That's pretty good as long as you have this special ability enabled. So as we sort of click through the different sietches, notice that you can gain some pretty significant upgrades by simply sending an agent to these sietches. This one's going to give you +10 intel production and +100% agent recruitment speed. That sounds pretty good because we just raised our agent total to a total of 15, so we can get them going a little bit faster. So you can see in this menu I have one unassigned agent. I'm just going to simply click on that agent, and now that emissary is at this siege. So as long as I have this agent there, I'm going to gain an authority upgrade, and I'm going to gain this sort of intel and agent production speed upgrade, which is absolutely fantastic. So as you play this game, be on the lookout for all the different sietches and all the different special abilities. Some of them can give you a pretty dramatic one. As an example, this one's Fremen Scientist. It's going to give you +4 knowledge. That's going to allow you to, get developments faster and research those development trees a lot quicker. So this game is really, really exciting from the standpoint of kind of customization, and there's just a ton of different things that you can do in this game. So keep your eyes open and get the benefits and the bonuses from those sietches that fit your playstyle. Something else that we should mention about the sietches is that this says higher relation levels lead to fewer attacks and more trading potential. So you're going to be less likely to be attacked, and I would guess you don't get attacked at all from these sietches if you are allied with them. So that's fantastic as well. You're going to suffer less strain and less random attacks from the Fremen, and that's going to make your empire a lot more powerful and a lot more stable. One really decent strategy on how to eliminate an enemy capital is the architectural surveys. What you want to do is vote the target player that you want to eliminate as the person that obtains this buff. It says the main base is under architectural surveys, and it gets plus 100% damage received, and it cannot attack. What that's going to do is it's going to allow you to take your troops and absolutely just ransack their capital. So in this game, I'm going to go ahead and do that and watch the outcome. I'll show you how that works. Another excellent way to attack the enemy capital is by using what's called a supply drop. You can spend 200 of your points to research the supply drop. If you notice, it's going to appear at the top of the screen. Once it's researched and you activate it, your troops will regenerate even though they're not in your own territory. So if you use it while you're attacking the enemy capital, your forces and your troops can withstand a lot of damage from the capital, and they can stay in enemy territory much longer. Another thing that you want to do when you're about to attack the enemy capital is to ensure that you have a military base in the neighboring territory. So in this case, I'm going to be looking at taking Arrakeen, and I want to make sure that I have a military base nearby. It's going to add plus 20% power to my allied military units, which is going to increase significantly the damage that their capital is going to take. As a quick note, when you are attempting to take over the enemy capital city, there's this idea of reducing the armor on the target. So as an example, this is a Harkonnen unit, which is called the Demolition Team. And you can see that it says ranged attacks have a plus 30% chance to destroy armor. What you're wanting to do is to at least have a unit in your army, in your military, that's attacking the enemy capital. And what you'll see is as you attack the enemy capital, the armor rating on that capital will be dropping over time. So what's great is that your troops will be doing more and more damage to the capital as the armor gets reduced on the capital. So I highly recommend using at least one of these troops to reduce the armor rating on the capital. Now, if you add more of these units into your army and your military, it's just going to be simply faster that the armor gets reduced on that capital city. Once you hit a point where the capital city has a 0 armor, really this armor reduction thing doesn't really have an impact anymore. But I recommend having at least 1 to 2 of these units in that military force. The time has come to take the enemy capital, so I'm going to march my troops in and I'm going to attack Arrakeen. As I enter the territory, I'm going to start taking damage from their defensive forces, which there really, honestly, aren't that many of them. I'm going to go ahead and prune and annihilate their troops that are in the area. I'm going to initiate a supply drop in the location so that all of my units start healing. After I wipe out any enemy troops, I'm going to just simply attack the building itself. Now, since it has that debuff from the Landsraad Council, it's going to be taking double damage. In addition to that, I'm going to be regenerating my troops' hit points as I'm attacking it. And anytime they start popping troops out, I'm just going to go ahead and kill and annihilate those troops. And then I'm going to continue beating on the capital. And as you can see, it's going down pretty fast. Pretty significantly, it's taking a decent amount of damage. And it only has a minimal amount of hit points left. It only has about 6.2k hit points left, so my soldiers are starting to take some damage. I'm going to keep whittling down the troops as they pop out. And then keep up the attack. And you can look and see, now it's only about 5,000 life left. Now it's about 4,000. And we're just going to continue to beat on it and attack it. And once this is done, the Atreides will be eliminated from the game. Only has about 1,000 left. Okay, and here's a couple seconds after the attack. Notice that it says defeated. So the Atreides have been defeated, and we no longer have to worry about them in the rest of the game. I want to thank everybody for watching this video today, and as always, have fun gaming.